and I grew up in Alpine, Utah. Yeah. At 14, I was a doubting Mormon and an eager romantic. I still believed in God, but I was questioning the Mormon faith. I was also starting to get attention from boys for the very first time, and I loved it. And people were starting to call me a slut behind my back. In Mormon culture, a slut just means that you're a girl that dates around and doesn't have a steady boyfriend. Our church leaders, they made us write in journals for enrichment, and that was part of a program designed to help us prepare for marriage. I thought it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, girl.
It made more sense to me to write to a friend, the girlfriend that I wished I had. I named my journal, "This is Erin." Also, I had depression at this time, but I didn't write to Erin about my depression. Instead, for those of you familiar with the musical, The Book of Mormon, I turned off my depression like a light switch, and instead just bragged to Erin about all the attention that I was getting from boys, my crushes, and my first love. October 17th, 1999. "Hello, Erin. How's it going? Not much here. My bus bud April slept over. Today after church we sat and talked. We're Mormon." I told her all the details of my encounters with Kevin, my lifelong crush. I counted all the separate occasions that he kissed me. 85 times. April told me I should leave him, but I can't. I love him. I'm the only person who understands him. I can't let him down in the hardest years of his life. I don't want to see him ending up in juvenile hall or smitten with the devil. If the devil himself tried to take my Kevin down to hell, I would fight him off. I'm not going to lose him to Satan. I'll make it my own personal business to see that the devil stays down in hell rotting for all eternity without Kevin. He's going to heaven with me. I know this for a fact. Talk to you later, Nicole. December 12th. Erin, hey, long time no write. I lost you. A lot has happened. Remember Mark Casey? He's my boyfriend. 2 months today. He's 13. I love him to death. He's in boys chorus and I'm in concert singers. We were the last to perform and we got a standing ovation. He was yelling and screaming for me and I mouthed, "I love you." The bad thing is he's moving. You know where he's going? You'll never guess. The Caribbean islands. I don't think I'll live without him. December 13th. Erin, hey chick, what's up? Not much here. Well, actually, yes, there is. Wes emailed me and he was like, "I know I should have gone out with you when I had the chance. Do you think that we could go out in the near future?" In my email back, I told him that it'll be very traumatic for me when Mark leaves, and it's gonna take a really long time before I'd wanna go out with anyone else again. But if he was willing to wait, good for him. I talked to my cousin Sam today. I used to like him, and he still likes me. He's not at all blood, though. Cousin Sam was adopted, so we thought that this was okay. I'm having so many boy problems, I can't stand it. I better go, I need my beauty rest. Nikki! December 14th. Erin, hey chick. I told my mom I had to stay after school for a test. I felt rotten for lying. Mark and I spent the whole time playing in the snow. We made snow angels. So I clobbered him and then I was like, "You couldn't take me down if you tried." So he took me down and was on top of me. We just sat there staring into each other's eyes for like 5 minutes. I still owe him a kiss, and I think he had the same idea because he started to move in, but we both wussed. I love him. I talked to cousin Sam on the phone when I got back home about what we wanted for Christmas. Out of the blue, he says, "Can I have you for Christmas?" I seriously freaked. When we get off the phone, we usually say, "I love you." Well, he says, "I love you. I want to marry you." I just about peed my pants. How am I supposed to respond to that? I love Mark with all of my heart. Am I just leading him on? January 3rd. Aaron, what's up? A lot has happened. Over Christmas break, Mark gave me a necklace with a dolphin pendant and a little heart thingy that he made. In his card, he said he'd miss me and he was going to get me a rose, but he couldn't get to a store to get one. What a sweetie. Mark wasn't at school today because he's about to move. But you know what he did? He showed up during lunch so that he could see me before he left. He took me behind the building. We put our arms around each other and kissed. It was a really long one, too. So sweet and innocent. He stayed after 5th period and looked at me through the window. Our song is playing on the radio right now. Brian McKnight, Back at 1. I got him a cute teddy bear with my perfume sprayed on it and tied some candy bars to it. See ya! As a grand gesture kind of gal, I couldn't let that be the end of the 13-year-old love of my life. So I begged my parents to drive me to the airport so I could see him one last time before he left. It wasn't just Mark that would be there, though. It was his entire family that I had never met before. January 8th. Aaron, I got up at 5:45, and me and my dad drove to the airport. I met his whole family. They all seemed to know who I was. I wrote him a long note about how much he meant to me. I gave it to him before they boarded, and I said, "Read this later when your brothers aren't around." I kissed him on the cheek, and we hugged each other as much as we could. We both said, "I love you and I'll miss you." He smiled and mouthed, "I love you," as he left. As me and Dad left, I started to cry. We went to our car, and Dad parked so that we could see his airplane take off. No, right? We had the radio on, and both our songs were on. I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden. And then as his airplane took off, Back at 1 by Brian McKnight. I started bawling. I cried all the way home, and then I went to my room and I cried as I looked at his picture. I'm gonna miss him so much. I miss him so much already. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. I want to spend the rest of my life with him. January 31st. Aaron, hey, what's up? There's a cute new kid in my seminary class. His name is Jake. He asked me out the day after we met. So later in high school, I went from being a Mormon slut to a born-again Christian slut. I'm now spiritual and married with a toddler, and I'm making it my own personal business to make sure that he doesn't end up in juvenile hall or Smith.